going to say. I don't
All
know
right,
if we're live.
welcome to the live stream. I'm Tyler Coker,
I'm Avi.
and we're going to be your announcers for this game. We're here from the Troy Sports Broadcasting Club, and Omnia's here taking the cameras. All right, let's have a
The
good
Troy
game.
Baseball Warriors have taken the field and are currently warming up.
So this is our first league game of the season, and it's going to be an exciting year so far.
Number 31, Warsaw, is pitching for the Warriors.
So far, I think he's had a pretty good season. He's had a pretty good career here at Troy. So it's gonna
Four-year
be
senior,
exciting.
3-year varsity senior this year. 3-year
Course.
varsity athlete, pretty good, very good pitcher. He's tall, 6'1", 6'2".
Very committed. Won at least one Warrior Award for leadership and commitment to the program.
Catcher is Spano behind the plate. At first, we have Noah Loriaga. At second, Joshua Neria. Shortstop, we have Jack Stengel. Third, Trent Lyle. In left field, we have Nathan Dodero. Center field, the one and only Jaden Lee. And in right field, we have Joe Stengel. Most of this team is seniors this year. There is 7 out of the starting 9 are seniors.
Yeah, we have 7 out of 9 starting seniors, which just kind of is a testament on how good Trent and Jaden have been this season. They've been able to play to varsity level above some certain seniors. It's pretty cool.
Warm-ups appear to be coming to an end. Throw down. Phenomenal throw by catcher Spano.
Good throw down. First up, we're going to have Wyman, number 2. He's going to be the shortstop for Sonora, followed by Zamorano and Holler.
Batter stepped into the box.
All right, now let the game begin. First pitch, a ball a little out.
Fastball, that's pretty close. I thought that was close. 50-50 strike there. Probably a little more to the left and you'll got that call. Came set.
Sits back in the box.
Pitch delivered.
Oh, foul ball off toward us. And good check swing.
Fastball.
A well-placed fastball.
Was that outside or more down the middle? I thought that was down the middle.
Yeah.
Good pitch, and he just missed.
He brings it back even to 1-1.
31 looking in. Getting set. Pitch is on the way.
Oh. And ball hit hard and caught by number 24, Nathan Dodero. A solid line out. Had a lot of curve.
Good at bat by both of them, I would say. He hit it hard, just hit it to somebody, and Warsaw delivered his pitches that he needed to do.
Yeah, he'll end up finding the gaps.
One down, one down.
All right, so with 1 down, we have the second batter for the Sonora Raiders. We have Zamorano, number 27. He's going to be the center fielder for Sonora.
Pitcher comes set. Pitch on the way. Ooh, good pitch. High fastball gets him.
Strike 1.
High cheese. Warsaw's got good velocities, early at least.
Yeah, he does. All right.
Warsaw came
0-1
set.
count.
0-1 count. Ooh.
Hits off his
not a
arm
good
guard
look.
for a hit by pitch. Luckily, he had the arm guard there. Because that would have hurt.
Good thing Warsaw's throwing a little hard.
All right, but
One
that's no
out,
big
runner
deal.
on first. Lefty number 24.
We have Sonora's third hitter, Holler. He's going to be their third baseman today. All right, with the
Lefty
runner
with
on
a runner
first,
on
they can
first,
hope that they
something.
can induce a ground ball to roll a double play out of this one.
Who knows? Let's see what Sonora's game plan is today. I think this might be a testament of what we'll see for the next 6 innings.
24
Runner at
digs
first.
in.
Decent sized lead. Look over. Comes set. Back. That's just baseball player intuition.
Kicks back to first base, and the runner is safe.
Ball.
Picks off the
Another
second-
pick off at first.
pick off the
Very
first a second
close
time.
play. Very close play.
It's keeping him on his toes early in the game. 24 continues to dig in.
Pitcher has come set.
Delivers to the plate, ball high.
Fastball away and high. Missed just a little bit. Count is 1-0 with a runner on first, 1 out. Top of the first. Pitcher has come set. Pitch delivered. Fastball outside corner for the strike.
It's a nice pitch delivered to even out the count once again.
We're here at 1-1.
2-4 step back in the box. Warsaw has come set. He has picked off again. Good pick by Noah Loriaga. Very risky.
Good save, too. Had to fall on his knees, but luckily kept the runner from advancing on a wild pitch.
Hey, there's a reason he's there.
Count stays 1-1.
1-1. Pitchers come set. Pitch delivered. Fastball up and away.
Brings the count to 2-1.
Jack Warsaw has fallen behind in the count 2-1. Sonora is showing good patience at the plate so far.
It's delivered for another ball high. That brings the count to 3-1.
He's missed there a couple times. Hopefully he can get it back down. Back down and in is where he wants it. Right now he's missing away.
This is a hitter situation for Haller.
If he gets the pitch he wants, he can do some damage, and hopefully Warsaw can bring one on the corner.
Great pitch. Way to even out the count at 3-2.
Right down at the knees. Not necessarily something you want to swing at 3-1. Brings the count to 3-2, full count.
Now Walker knocked one out, runner on first. Let's see what big pitch here. Big at bat. Pitch delivered.
Runner takes off and a ball. That was a curveball missed low.
Curveball that just missed. I thought it looked good. Just need a little more on it.
That brings a walk, and now there's runners on first and second
with number 13, Lopez Del Haro, coming up. He's going to be the left fielder for Sonora today.
It's not good. It's a 4-hole hitter.
Absolutely.
More than likely going to be their power hitter. Number 13, bigger guy. Let's see what he can do, and let's see what Warsaw can do with this matchup.
Digs into the box.
Warsaw's come set. Pitch delivered.
Curveball misses just high.
It landed around the zone, but unfortunately crossed the plate a little bit too high.
Very good pitch, but probably just a little outside.
So far, he's had a good break on his curveball, and the couple ones we've seen, it's just been unfortunate placement.
Yeah. Hopefully he can work himself out of this jam.
Ooh. Fastball thrown high, gets by number 13 with a big cut.
Fastball was up and away with his arm side run. That's running outside. Great pitch.
Brings the count back to 1-1. We have one out with runners on first and second.
Jack Stengel is currently shading over the runner at short. Warsaw's come set. Pitch delivered.
Ooh, foul ball. Another high fastball that's taken a big swing at, but just a bit too high to barrel up.
Seems like he's throwing that outside kind of high fastball a lot. Whether that's intentional or not, but it seems he's able to hit that spot today.
He's living there, and if he can continue to do so, it's going to be a good pitch to throw.
We'll just see how Blue expands his zone and gives him that pitch.
Oh,
hard hit ball into the gap, caught by Jaden Lee. Thrown back to first, no tag.
He had an amazing read on that ball.
Great read, great play on that ball, got it in perfectly.
That ball was lasered out to the gap, but luckily Jaden has the range and the ability to really get to there.
And that ball was hit absolutely. That thing was mashed.
All right, now we have two outs with runners on first and second. We have Fernandez, number 4, coming up. He is the DH hitting for Ala Torre, who's the first baseman today. Number 4.
Number 4 up to the plate. 31.
Set.
Pitch delivered. Was a little bit late on it. Popped it up to right field. And right
Caught
under
by
it is
Joe Stengel to end the first inning.
And just like that, Warsaw works himself out of a jam, and the Troy Warriors are going to be up to plate soon.
Yes, we are. The due-up for the next inning is going to be Trent Lyle, Jaden Lee, and Nathan Jackal.
That was a really good way to work out of a tough position.
Yeah, that was a good inning, too.
One
good
down
inning baseball.
With 2 runners on first and second. He managed to work himself out of there.
They hit it. I mean, the DH hit it. Not the DH, but Haler hit it hard. Not Haler. Was Haler?
Del Haro.
Del Haro hit it absolutely hard to center. I mean,
that was
screamed off of that.
It was a great at-bat, really, because he fell down in the 2-strike count, and then he managed to hit the curveball that hard,
I think he got himself into like a 2-2 count, worked a couple pitches, fouled one off, and then smoked the ball. But
took some big swings, and luckily he connected. Unfortunately,
just like the game of baseball, he hit it to somebody.
Yeah.
You never know in those situations. Number 7 on the bump for Sonora Raiders.
That's going to be Jay Meek.
He is a lefty, it appears like.
A lefty with some... He's got some really
I love the hair. Love the hair.
So far, the hair's looking really good.
The hair, a little beard. Flamboyant. I could dig that.
Overall, rocking it.
He's got some swag up there. He's got some swag up there.
Seems to have good location
so far. We can see if his command maintains that in the game.
We should play right. Yeah, that'd be fun.
All right, they're going to be throwing it down to second now, and the inning will be underway in the bottom of the first. So the score remains 0-0.
After quick 3 outs.
It's a bit of a struggle in the very beginning.
Yeah. Weird struggle. Warsaw didn't throw a lot of pitches, but runners still got on. Kind of weird situation there, but that last bat of the 5-hole got him out with one pitch.
Out comes Trent Lyle, who is going to be the third baseman today for the Troy Warriors.
He's a 2-year varsity junior, so he's one of these kids who's just really performing extremely well at his age.
Don't let his size or stature fool you. This kid is small, but he can play.
And he is a contact machine. First pitch delivered and railed foul.
Yeah, hit hard foul into
missed it.
To the batting cages over there by third base.
Nearly took out Coach Jamison in the process.
Count is 0-1. He is down 1 strike early in this count.
It's good to see him swinging early, though.
It's true. Pitch delivered high and in. This guy, he has some pretty good velocity.
Yeah, he sped it up since the warm-up pitches, which is
kind of fun to see. It means harder contact's going to come out of it.
This kid's got some good velocity. Count 1-1. Pitch is delivered.
And that looked like an off-speed pitch that Trent got jammed in on and hits foul and hits off the batting cage.
Hits off a light in the batting cage, so it's a precision, too.
All right, Trent walks back, and now
he's
sits at 1-2.
Early, a little deep in the count, 1-2, but he's seen 2 pitches that have been strikes that he has
made some solid
he's made contact
too.
He has been a little late, and he has been hitting the Moppo, so let's see how he adjusts. Great hitter. Pitch delivered. Jammed off-speed pitch. Dribbler down to third.
Barehanded. And
barehanded play, but beat out by Trent Lyle.
Outran by Trent Lyle. That was a great play overall. So that was a really good play by the third baseman, a barehanded grab because the ball was just
didn't have a lot of time. Hit really soft on an inside off speed that Trent appeared to get jammed on.
Here comes Jaden Lee, another junior. He's his first year on varsity, and he's absolutely mashing. He's a center fielder today.
Stud at the plate currently. Pitchers come set. Pitch delivered.
And that is high.
Slightly high. Almost there, but
just above the letters.
Pretty fast, and he's hammering that inside, especially the lefties. He has not been scared to throw in on them.
It'll be interesting to see how they adjust to that.
Yeah. Jaden seems pretty close to the plate, too. Kid with great plate discipline. Pitch on the way.
And that fastball lands high.
It actually got to the letters this time, and that brings the count back to 1-1.
This pitch appeared to be more of a ball than the last ball, but was called a strike. So we'll see how this inside high spot works for Blue.
Jaden does have a tall stance, so that could factor into
true.
it. He does have a very tall appearance up in the plate. Picks off the first. Very easy attempt just to keep Trent in check. He dives back easily and safely.
More like he wanted to get off the bump and kind of reset.
All right. Inning
Lee a step back into the box. Count at 1-1. Third base is playing in.
He's prepared for the bunt. Always got to be ready.
Pitch is on the way.
Ooh.
Show drag bunt, and the curveball landed in there for a strike.
That was a good situational pitch, and
that was a great pitch.
Play choice.
Great pitch. I don't see it as wrong. You have a quick runner in Jaden. You have a great base runner in Trent. Getting it down would help the team a lot. But now he's at 1-2, kind of deep in the count. Let's see what he throws here.
And that curveball misses high. That brings the count to 2-2, which is a much better count for Jaden.
Curveball seemed he just couldn't pull down on it. Stayed up the whole time. Didn't even break. So not really a pitch that was in the zone. Good eye by Jaden on that one. Pitcher has come set. Pitch is delivered.
And that fastball blows by Jaden, unfortunately. A good high fastball, really good location.
Swing and a miss does not happen often with this kid. Does not happen often, so impressive to say the least by the pitcher.
That brings one down with
a runner on first base for Nathan Jackal.
Not only is he a stud on the baseball field, he also is the varsity quarterback this season. He stepped into the role, and unfortunately he did happen to get a little bit hurt. You can see on his knee. But he's still able to hit for Troy, and it's exciting to see him in his senior season.
Yeah, especially after these kids, didn't have their season last year and got cut short. It's good to see them have this fire and come out today and play their hearts out.
Pitcher picks off once again to Trent. Another easy attempt look.
Nathan Jackal steps in the box.
He's got one of the prettiest swings I've ever seen.
Very quick to the ball. Good stance. This pitcher is very good. I think
he's drilling them high and inside. Unfortunately, Jackal
the way
did
so
commit to
his
that
ball, since he's a lefty, normally his ball is going to actually tail outside to the respective righties. But this guy, he's not afraid to throw it in, so he's able to get enough whip on it where he's throwing it in on these righties and it's coming in. Jackal swung on it, but that ball almost hit him.
Absolutely, that's why he held up and didn't commit to a full swing. Another delivery. Oh,
hard hit ball, but straight.
An off-speed pitch that just happened to get hit directly to the left fielder. That was a line drive, a laser of a hit.
You can't get that. That's a textbook swing. That ball is right there, and he absolutely did what he was supposed to do. Just, wrong area, hit it right to a fielder.
So that brings 2 outs with Joe Stengel coming up. Joe Stengel is going to be the right fielder today, and he's another senior.
Another senior. He's a 3-year letterman.
He also has a pitcher on the team, which will be
very big, very good power hitter.
Ooh, and he wears one off the back.
And the dugout goes crazy. 5-7 walks down, and now there are runners on first and second with 2 outs.
That brings up his brother, Jack Stengel.
Jack's going to be your shortstop today, and he has a chance to do some early damage to the Sonora Raiders.
As brothers, I don't think you could say Joe and Jack are more polar opposites. A small little slappier hitter. Jack has a good amount of sleepy power, though.
He does.
He's got a little bit of sneakiness.
To kind of crank it on you. And
let's see what the matchup favors. Lefty. Pitchers come set. Runners on first and second.
And that ball misses low and out.
That was a pretty good spot.
1-0. Yeah, it was a good spot. And luckily held up, and we get to see that great pitch selection coming in from Troy.
Not a burp. 1-6. Count is 1-0. Pitchers come set. Pitch delivered.
That ball hits the letters for a high strike.
Yeah, that pitch was right there. Fastball.
This pitcher has amazing command on the
He has very good command. He's able to hit that outside spot very well. That was a belt high outside pitch, and in that count, that's great. That's phenomenal. 1-1 count. Runners on first and second, 2 outs.
Jack Stengel calls time. And then the pitcher steps off and causes the runners to scramble.
This looks like it's going to be a good day in terms of pitching matchups.
Absolutely. We've got 2 pitchers doing well, 2 offenses that are doing fairly well as well. So it's going to be a fun.
Seeming to hit the ball, have a decent amount of patience at the plate. Each team putting the ball in play their first inning. Pitchers come set, pitch on the way.
Oh, and fouled off into the glove. That brings the count to 1-2.
Was that a changeup? I think that was a changeup.
That was definitely an off-speed pitch.
So he seems to have 2 off-speed pitches. I think he has a curveball.
It looks like he does have a lazier cut.
So that changeup he likes to throw, that was an outside changeup that Jack was just laid on. Good pitch, especially in the spot. 1-2
catch
count.
by the catcher.
Yeah. 1-2. Runners on first and second. Pitch delivered.
That curveball hit well, hit deep in the center.
Oh wow! What a catch
made by the center fielder.
What a catch!
He had an interesting read on that ball, but he absolutely showed off his athleticism, jumping back in a surprising fashion.
Very tall kid. Didn't get very high, but still caught the ball. Interesting read. Caught it though.
That was that sleepy power you talked about.
That's true.
He drove it into center field, but unfortunately, a good play.
Both teams making hard contact early, which is either a sign for the pitchers that either this game is gonna kind of get blown open, or they're gonna have to stay very conservative most of the game.
So that brings Jack Warsaw out for his 2nd inning of work now. All right, we're going to the end of this little break, and we're going to have Dominic Spano throw down to the second before we have
Sonora come back up to bat for their 2nd inning. Another good throw, pretty good placement. We're going to have Torres, number 6, who's their catcher, coming up to the plate. This brings up the 6 hitters, so we are hitting the lower end of the middle of the lineup, so we can hope for some quick innings of work until we get back to the top.
But I don't think we can say that, especially with these small 9. You know, you're throwing your best 9 guys out there. You know, I think
these teams are 2 really good teams.
Yeah, these are 2 teams that have enough depth to where they'll put out a great starting 9.
First pitch is a curveball in the dirt.
Spiked it a little before the plate. Seems to be underthrown by Warsaw. Warsaw seems he was a little frustrated after that curveball. Yeah, I don't think he's happy with his that pitch.
Seemed like a good pitch call though. Start him off with a curveball.
Not a bad idea.
Next pitch is a fastball that the hitter just happens to be in front of. It's not
an outside fastball. I mean, it was an outside fastball, so you're supposed to be a little late, but very out in front.
Yeah, absolutely.
But hey, good pitch call. I mean,
now you have a good opportunity at 1-1. You can have a lot of different pitches to choose from here,
especially with the way they've been changing eye level.
That is a high fastball that he just did not commit on. Look to the umpire, and once again, did not commit.
Check swing, a very close check swing at that. Who knows? We don't have slow-mo, so we don't know. But if we did, I think he went. I thought he went around. Because I saw the bat head kind of flick, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. So that brings the count to 2-1 off of a good take. And that is a high curveball that is lost and hits him straight
bad
in the
at
shoulder.
bat. Warsaw should be back here.
rough at bat for his command, but I think with a new hitter coming up, that'll be an okay situation. So that puts a runner on first with nobody out, and that brings a pitcher, Meek, up to bat.
Seems to be having trouble controlling his curveball today. He's hit 2 people so far.
Yeah, he does have a couple hit by pitches already.
Hopefully he can change that narrative. He's a stud, so let's see if he battles back and works hard.
As long as he keeps the pitch count
low, he'll have plenty of time to kind of
runner on first, no outs.
Showed
bunt, put down third.
Trent throws second, and he is safe.
Ooh, he is safe at second. Bunt down third.
Slightly off throw that brings Jack Stengel off the bag for just too much time.
A Troy team that is planned for these things seems caught off guard by the drag bunt down third. Something that usually just doesn't happens, but Sonora uses their strategy against them. So runners on first and second, no outs. It's going to be interesting how this goes.
Absolutely. So now we have no outs, runners on first and second for Felican to come up to bat.
He's a second baseman today.
He
shows bunt and misses it. It is a foul ball.
So in that situation, he's showing push, and Noah is crashing. So these teams will have certain things on called bunt plays, where it's the movement of these fielders as batter shows bunt. So as soon as he showed, you could clearly see everybody on the field moving, and that's something that I think Troy takes great pride in.
Absolutely.
Pitch delivered, showed bunt again.
That ball is in the dirt and taken for a ball. Slightly off from the typical placement when you see early bunt or you know it's coming, but a good idea nonetheless. Might commit as he did in the last pitch. Evens the count 1-1.
It's very interesting though. You know, you're at a 1-1. You want 2 outs. You only have 0, and you really want to get that lead runner. So
shows bunt again and gets it down straight to Jack Warsaw. Get the out at first.
Can only get 1 out at first.
So that moves the runners. It's kind of a successful job off of
that guy. Number 11 did his job. As Bill Belichick says, do your job. He helped his team out, moved his runners over. Now there's only 1 out. Runners on second and third.
With 2 runners in scoring position, the infield comes all the way in, hoping to prevent the run from scoring in the case of a ground ball. This brings up McCall, number 10. He's the right fielder. This is the number 9 hitter, so Warsaw can hope to have a decent at-bat here. First pitch, fastball, fouled off into the back.
Slightly late on that pitch.
A good fastball. Yeah. Solid strike.
See how as he makes adjustments, outfielders are probably tagging anything deep. Let's see how the play call is.
Absolutely. You have to prevent any fly balls from getting through.
Pitch delivered.
And that is a good pitch for a strike.
Beautiful fastball. Snapped that corner and got him to a count that he loves. An 0-2 pitcher's count.
With Spano behind the plate, you can have faith in a wall and be able to actually throw his curveball and maybe figure out his command.
Yeah, let's see. Pitch delivered.
And that's just a fastball that blows by him, but he manages to tip it.
He fought that one off, very close to a swing and miss strikeout, but was able to stay alive on that one.
Absolutely. So a good pitch for
a good pitch. Pretty fastball pitch mix only. That's been the past 3 pitches. Let's see what he does. And that's where you see that fastball, curveball.
A good idea. Now brings the count to 1-2, and with Spano behind the plate, a run is saved.
Good idea, but just he's not able to execute that pitch. Hopefully he'll get that command down and be able to throw for strikes later in the day. Absolutely. Good pitch to have once he gets late in the game.
1-2 still has room to mess around with the count a little bit.
Pitch still on the way.
And that fastball just misses on the outside.
Great pitch on the outside of the plate.
2-2. A good idea and a good pitch.
Normally I would say that is a K, but looks like number 10 is fighting for another pitch. You guess to see another one.
Another pitch fouled off to the right. And that one goes pretty dang far.
Hopefully that didn't hit a car. Hopefully.
Luckily, we don't hear any car alarms, so I think we're safe in that sense. And that maintains the count at 2-2.
2-2, 3-1 looking in. Good. It's a 2-2. Good count. Let's see what 3-1 does.
And that curveball is well placed. Weak ground ball to third base. Gets the out at first. One run comes
scores.
in.
So Sonora takes the early lead, 1-0 on a fielder's choice ground ball to third.
So that was a good piece of hitting by number 10. He did exactly what Sonora Raiders needed him to do.
Yeah.
That leaves a runner on third with 2 outs. Fresh new count with the leadoff hitter Wyman coming up to bat.
He's their shortstop once again.
2 outs, runner on third. Let's see if Troy can limit the damage and if Sonora can throw another one on the board. Pitch delivered.
And that curveball lands in there for a strike. That was a good
hitter
pitch.
Taken aback by that call, but I think his zone's slightly expanding as we get deeper into this game.
Steps in an 0-1 count.
Pitch on the way.
That's another curveball that just misses his
upper part of the zone.
Seems like he's got the command down on it. Just a little lower, and then
absolutely
he'll be rolling.
It's a good idea to go back to back and see what you can get him to swing at.
Yeah.
That fastball
hard
is
hit.
lasered. And Jaden Lee makes a diving catch to save the run from scoring, and we go into the middle of the second.
Great catch by our center fielder, Jaden Lee, coming in on a hard-hit baseball.
Junior stud
saving
showing his glove off once again.
Saving a run? Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
And what a way to get out of that trouble from Jack Warsaw.
That was a good catch, too.
That was an absolutely amazing catch.
Can we get the replay on that, or?
All right, so the do-it for Troy this inning will be Eloriaga, Neria, and Spano. All 3 are seniors starting in the infield. Number 7 comes out for his second inning of work.
See if you can start it off where you left.
Yeah, this has been a good game so far, and I can imagine it continuing to be so.
Raiders put together a pretty good game plan. I mean, for what appears to be what appears to be a close game, especially I think rival schools, especially we've seen over the past years, has only grown more and more competitive.
And a good league rivalry going on as well. This is only the first game of league, and it's already been a good game.
That's
imagine
true.
What we get to in the end of the season.
That's true. I think it's also we see a little more fire, you know? It's the first game of league after almost a year full downtime. These kids haven't played baseball in such a long time.
Especially against each other. In fact, Sonora was the last game that we
Yeah,
managed to play
Sonora was the last game.
Coronavirus canceled the 2020 season. Luckily, we were here in 2021, able to play them once again to start it off.
So in the 2020 shortened season, there was one meeting between the 2 teams. Troy was able to edge out a very narrow victory, but these teams will remain competitive as they're both reputable programs in the area.
There's a constant back and forth for who's going to win the league title. Throw down is a very good one, well placed. And the inning comes to a start with Noah Eloriaga, the first baseman for Troy.
He's a
freak of athleticism.
4-year letterman. Just look at him. There's a reason. He is a power hitter.
He hits them far when he doesn't even try to.
This man can hit. But it's when he hits. So hopefully he can work the count and piece him up and drive a ball here. Start off the inning hot for the Warriors.
Second inning is now underway. And that ball misses outside. A good take from Noah. He's a man who can aggressively swing at some pitches that may be a little bit further out of the zone, but he also has a very large zone.
He has a big zone due to how big he is, yeah. But for him, I feel like it's the more hittable pitches he gets, probably the better with the damage he can do.
Absolutely. And that's another ball bringing the count to 2-0, a really good hitter's count.
Another pitch that missed down, low and away. Pitcher has come set, delivered the pitch.
And that's a strike that just happens to be dropped by the catcher. A well-placed ball, but it's really hard to hit the high edge.
Fastball on the middle outside part of the plate. Not a bad pitch to look at, 2-1. Not his, but I can guarantee that's not going to get thrown again. If that's thrown again, it's going to be hit far. Pitch on the way.
Another fastball hit, smoked to third, but unfortunately he is there to
Great
make the
play by third baseman. Stayed in front of the ball, bodied it up, and made the play. Something that was absolutely smoked off the bat.
And that's what it takes to be a really good third baseman. You got to have that confidence, just body up the ball.
Just stayed there. I would have jumped out the way.
Like,
I'm not standing in front of that. That thing was hit hard.
Yeah, Loriaga destroys the ball, but unfortunately directly to somebody once again. This brings up Josh Neria, the second baseman for Troy.
Neria's a little smaller. Neria's smaller as you'd see in second baseman, but he can hit the ball.
And that pitch misses high, and he manages to hold his bat. Kind of liked it, but luckily held off on the high cheese.
Oh yeah, that was a letter high fastball appeared, so almost went, but strong enough to lay back. Pitcher set, pitch on the way, number 9.
Another ball. That looks like an off-speed pitch or something.
Appeared to be a changeup. He might have slipped on and probably left it up and out. But another ball to Josh Neria. Leaves the count to 2-0.
Good pitch selection brings it to a 2-0 count.
He does have good selection so far. He's mixing it up his pitches very well.
Absolutely.
Pitch on the way.
And that
low
foul ball is hit up
fastball
and out of the field.
Ball to the first base side dugout.
Yes.
You want to go run and get that, Coker?
All right, the
pitcher
2-1 count. Neria steps up to the plate. Still
pitcher
a hitter's
set,
count.
pitch on the way.
And that ball is popped up into the foul territory. And unfortunately caught by the first baseman.
Yeah,
so
that appeared he got jammed on a ball that was a little low fastball and got under and was just skied it to first. First baseman made a play in foul territory on that ball. Not much you can do there.
And that brings up Dominic Spano, the starting catcher today.
So far, his pitch has been great.
Absolutely. He has really good command of the zone, and Troy.
He's throwing enough balls to where he's not just straight letting them in there. Very good pitch sequence. Catcher Dominic Spano up to the plate. Pitch on the way.
And that ball misses quite high.
A good take for Dominic Spano.
So Spano is a phenomenal student athlete. There's a lot of these people on
partial
the team
ID. A starter on varsity.
He'll be going to college in the summer and in the fall. It's weird seeing, all these people will not. Ooh,
that
ball hit hard
to the second baseman. Routine ground ball gets the out and gets them out of the second inning. We will
Another
now move
quick
on to
inning
the
by
third.
Sonora.
Absolutely. Meek has been doing an amazing job at pitcher.
Yeah.
Producing student athletes who can go into the next level and produce.
Not only are they phenomenal on the field, in the classroom, they take it to a whole nother level. They just keep themselves on the gas the whole time.
Absolutely.
I think that's something we should highlight because it's not easy at all. And for them to play at a high level and perform in the class, and not just in those two aspects, but also off the field, they're great people too.
We have a lot of character on this team as well. It's a great team. Overall, the team chemistry has been doing pretty well.
This year, it's a very close-knit group since there's a lot of good and bad, right? Having a lot
years.
A lot of these people have been in the program for a long time. A lot of these kids have grown up playing together.
They've known Coach Jameson for quite a while, at least 3-4 years, if not even more from their earlier times.
This team feels more like a family, I think, than a team.
Absolutely.
In the sense of where these kids have grown up together. They've been around the same city together. They've competed against each other. Now they're competing with each other. To the right to start, which is very hard to get. But also they just drive each other, to work harder and harder on and off the field.
Absolutely. So as the third inning begins, we have Zamorano, the center fielder for Sonora, coming up to the plate, followed by Holler and Lopez Del Haro. Warsaw comes in for his third inning of work.
2-7 up to hit. Pitch on the way.
And that curveball just misses a little bit low. crossed the plate at a pretty good level, hit the beginning of the lower part of the strike zone, but then dropped
in terms
out.
of executing a pitch, that pitch is very difficult, that low curveball. And just a little low and a little outside. Pitch on the way.
And that's a high fastball. Hit skied out. Dodero is underneath it. Caught well with 2 hands to secure the out. Starts us with a quick out, 2 pitches.
Yeah, he just got under that one, I think. Even though he got under it, he hit it to the outfield. So these guys, if they get a hold of one, they're gonna give it a ride.
They've got some pop. We'll give it to them. So that brings up Holler, the third baseman. He had an amazing play earlier in this game. He was the one who bodied up Eloriaga's hard.
He also had a hard hit too. He hit the ball hard to center last time in his last plate appearance. See what he can do
in his second time through.
Pitch on the way.
And that's another low curveball, missing outside and low. A good idea to start him off early with a little bit of a different look. Sets him off for the fastball second pitch.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We're going to hopefully see another pitch from Warsaw. We'll see his changeup or something else implemented.
And that's a fastball, or
curveball.
A curveball that misses high. Fortunately, he a little bit overcorrected on that pitch.
He just seems to be kind of, I don't know. He's a good pitcher, so he's a smart and good pitcher. So hopefully he can make the adjustments.
And that fastball barely misses low.
Ooh, surprising miss there. I thought that was a strike personally.
Crossed at his knees.
Yeah. But a 3-0 count and gonna be a tough one.
Job would have
gonna be a tough one to work himself out of.
Yeah, 3-0. Hitters only looking for the perfect pitch. Speaking of a perfect pitch for Warsaw, and that's pretty much the same pitch as the last one, but manages to scrape the strike zone, and manages to get the guy in.
Pitch on the way.
And that's
another
a strike.
Phenomenal pitch.
Full count now. Worked back from a 3-0 beginning. That's a pretty good way to start off your inning. A 2-pitch out followed by a very quick.
He's battling back, but he's throwing a lot of pitches, so we'll see how this, hopefully, see what this at-bat entails.
Brings in another fastball. Hit up the middle, bodied up by Jaden Lee to be a base hit.
Yeah. I mean, not a bad at-bat for for starting out 3-0.
Absolutely. He had to attack him with a fastball at 3-2. Unfortunately, he managed to connect for a decent hit.
Yeah.
So that brings up number 13 for Sonora.
He also hit the ball hard.
He hit it very far in his first at-bat off of a curveball. So we'll see what damage he can do this time with 1 out and a runner on.
Pitchers come set. Pitch on the way.
Runner takes off.
Runner takes off, but the ball is skied too.
Foul. And barely not caught by Joe Stengel.
Hit to...
That was a long strike.
Hit to about right field. Hit very far to right field.
Absolutely. That ball was skied. But unfortunately, it was a little bit early on it. The runner now comes back to first, and it's an 0-1 count. It's a good 300-foot strike.
Yeah. Either... I have a weird feeling. I think this batter could cause a lot of damage, as we've seen. I'm sure if he hits one, there's a very good chance it can go over. But
absolutely,
let's see what defense this Warriors team, which is known for, can bring to the table.
And expect a runner. Oh, a back pick that just misses wild, and Aloria has to chase. Runner moves to second.
Now it is 1 out with a runner on second. That was not good.
Luckily, it managed to skip the dugout.
Yeah.
And Aloria picked it up pretty quick, but unfortunately the runner's very fast.
It's one of those things, if the ball gets behind you, it gets behind you sort of thing.
Yeah. It was a quick move in an attempt to keep him off. Oh. So that's still a 0-1 count with a runner on second now.
Pitch on the way.
That's a high fastball skied up. That's going to be an infield fly ball. Noah Loriaga calls off both the pitcher and the catcher in that play and manages to get the out. That brings us with 2 outs.
Perfect situation there. That ball was literally 5 to 10 feet from us, and very high.
Absolutely. That was probably. I don't.
That's trouble on the lower levels, but at this level, no, it got under it. A good
we
play.
saw it with some trouble with Spano reading the ball, and Jack Warsaw is not expected to catch that ball. So
as a pitcher, also, right, that ball is going straight up. You're looking up, and you have no idea where the ball is. So making a read on those balls.
That brings up
hard.
Fernandez, number 4.
It's a designated hitter in a position to do some damage.
That's a first pitch strike with a fastball.
Fastball inside at the knees. Great pitch.
And a good idea.
Very good pitcher's pitch there, I think.
Absolutely. They haven't been too aggressive on the first pitch, so might as well attack them early, fall into a good count for you, and set them up for failure.
You are right. That's a good point. Sonora has been patient at least.
And that fastball is high, but had really good velocity.
Good velo, but just leaving him upstairs.
So that evens back the count up at 1-1. Still in a position to really do some damage for this Sonora Raiders team.
Ooh, and that would sound like it hit him. Oh, it did.
It did.
So it hit him in the
Clip
brace.
the runner. That is the third batter he has hit today.
Unfortunately.
This is not typical of Warsaw at all, I think. He's normally a very controlled guy.
Absolutely.
I think to even see him hit 1 or 2 guys early on was very surprising. But this third guy, especially, something that could help him out.
Now we can hope that he can throw strikes and his defense can rally behind him. So we have 2 outs, runner at first and second, with Torres coming to the plate. He's the catcher for Sonora.
He got on base by error last time. Was it error or walk? He walked. He reached his last time up. He reached his last time up. So let's see what.
He's hoping to do so again.
So 6 can continue that.
Hoping to place it into the outfield. Ooh, way out in front of another fastball. His timing's been a little bit early today.
Very different from the rest of the Raiders, who've been late on his fastball, but timed his curveball pretty well.
Although I will give it to him, he has been the one Sonora Raider to really swing at
He's the only.
pitch.
He is the only run for the Sonora Raiders currently.
An aggressive approach. It's going to bring success at some point. Oh, fastball up, popped up. The Warrior calls it off, and that is brought in for the third out.
Warriors get out of another jam.
That was amazing communication out there by the Warriors.
You
could hear
runners on first and second, able to get out of that. Able to get out of that pinch. Game still remains 1-0 in the middle of the third.
So
the Raiders
a great
go out.
attack from Warsaw to be able to get out of such a bad situation.
Oh yeah,
really
very good. No runs, scored 2.
He had the heart of the lineup up, and he managed to still get out of a tough spot.
Yeah.
Some slight command issues, but bringing it back together when it really matters, it's a great idea.
So for a 7-inning game, we are
nearly halfway.
A good amount of the way through.
Fourth.
Pretty quick game so far.
Absolutely. With
in terms of time.
A couple runners reaching every inning. Not too many hits. Not too many errors, which has been a very nice thing to watch. Brings Meek up for another inning of work. He's been absolutely dealing today with fairly low pitches. He hasn't fallen too deep.
He has not thrown a lot of pitches. It looks like he will be working very late into the game today, which is a great thing for the Raiders, not a good thing for the Warriors.
Absolutely. So the throw brings it in, and now we are in the third inning.
Hot day today. I don't know about you, but I am just sweating sitting here. Yeah. My legs are on fire.
Brings up.
You are a little lighter than me, so I'm sure you got. I don't know how you're living without no sunscreen.
This brings up Nathan Dodero, the left fielder today. He's a senior who's really been an offensive machine since I've been in the program.
Very good hitter. Just all-around solid player.
Shows bunt, takes the pitch, manages
to catch the strike zone.
Somehow that pitch caught the strike zone. Looked a little out, but
was definitely not the pitch to drag bunt. So I'll give it. It was a very good take.
I think it was more of a push than a drag.
Well, at that point the ball was so outside you can't drag.
And that's a high outside pitch that misses. So a good eye by Nathan Rodera so far.
Yeah. 1-1 count. Let's see what he does.
And that's an off-speed pitch that just misses high. He never really got any break on it to bring it back into the strike zone.
He's been throwing a lot of strikes, but the balls he is missing on seem, for righties at least, seem to be that outside pitch.
Absolutely.
This is a good at-bat so far. 2-1 count. Hasn't really seen any real strikes.
That's a hard fastball, hard hit ground ball to third base, bodies it up, and manages to get the out with a strong throw.
Hard hit ball, but so one of those things where ball got to him quick enough to where he had enough time to just stay in front, body it down, and get the ball to first.
And once again, a really good job by the third baseman. He's bodied up 2 balls now and managed to make a strong throw in both of them. Not to mention, he also nearly outthrew Trent to start off this game, who is back up again. Reached on perhaps an infield hit earlier today.
Infield hit, error, whatever you want to say. We'll give him the hit.
Give him the hit. With 1 out.
Pitch on the way.
He takes back his bunt for a great eye. It's 1-0 to start the game.
Inside pitch. He kind of slid his feet back and let that one kind of get in the box.
So they're taking a small ball approach now that they see that the hitting isn't necessarily working out as well as intended. And we may see it work. He shows up to bunt
justifiable to say that. It's only been six outs, really.
Yeah. But perhaps with a 1-0 deficit, they might try to bunt him on. So he shows bunt again, takes a ball high, and now it's a 2-0 count, which is an amazing hitter's count for him.
And he hits a ball hard in between the third and shortstop gap.
Bobbled a little bit by the left fielder, but not enough to advance a base for Trent Lyle. So another great piece of hitting by the offensive machine, Trent Lyle.
Was able to work some balls.
Lee with 1 out and a runner on first.
Hey, he put his pitch in a good area.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can move him over with 1 out. It's still an extremely close game.
1 out and a small ball approach. I could see this being an absolutely great scenario for the Warriors.
Number 1,
really good energy today.
Very good energy from both sides, I would say.
Both sides have been very loud when they're hitting and been able to rally behind their pitchers in their highs. And that's
puts down a perfect push bunt and gets to first base. What a bunt. That is perfect. Perfect bunt material right there. You can't do it any better.
That's the textbook way to push bunt as a lefty.
No, you cannot. Can you do it better? No, you can't.
Absolutely
Nobody else can. That is perfect.
Amazing.
Perfect bunt.
Moves the runner over without getting anybody out. That's just Jaden Lee doing Jaden things, really. That brings up Nathan Jagger once again, the DH hitting for Warsaw. And this is a much better scenario. 1 out, runners on first and second. This is the opportunity to strike
this is a
big
situation for the Warriors. Could really help them in this game.
We have the heart of the lineup coming up.
Jackal's a stud, great athlete. We know he can perform.
Absolutely.
Let's see if he can. Let's see who wins this battle between this great pitcher and this great hitter. Pitch on the way.
And that
fastball
is
outside, clips
the zone.
That's that call. I thought that was a little borderline.
But I mean,
that's a 50-50. That's a 50-50 pitch. I think he's calling. If it's there, you gotta swing.
But with an 0-0 count, can't blame him for not necessarily wanting that pitch. But now he's got to get it to the right side with an 0-1 count.
Pitch on the way.
He takes an off-speed pitch, perhaps a slider. It looked
for like a strike, slider, probably like a changeup down the middle or something. Just let it go and drop in. It dropped in there for the second strike.
Now he's in the 0-2 hole. So we got to hope that he can pull something out with some nice 2-out hitting.
Move someone over or something happen. Cannot go down on strikes.
Absolutely not. We can.
Something to move the runner is what he's trying to do in this situation.
Oh, almost gets what he needs to get done.
Absolutely kills somebody.
The dugout is now.
Joe didn't move at all, and he almost died.
That's a solid foul ball, doing exactly what he needs to do. Punch it to the right. Move the runners over. Even if you get out, you can manage to get a really good piece of hitting and do a team at bat.
This is at bat he's hoping to salvage. You know, you don't want to get down 0 too early, especially to a pitcher like this. Noodle arm, noodle move to short, does not throw.
Keeps Trent just a little bit more respectable to the bag. Aguasets back in, it's still 0-2.
Just count one out, runners on first and second for the Troy Warriors. Pitcher set on the way.
And that curveball lands in for a strike. Oh.
Great pitch.
A very well-placed curveball.
This seems to really crush the momentum of the Warriors. That is something.
It's a great command on his curveball so far in this game, and that brings up Joe Stengel with 2 outs.
Let's see if the big lefty can get something done and help his team out here. 2 outs, runners on first and second, bottom third.
Got to at least capitalize on one of these runners.
Pitch on the way.
All right, he's staying aggressive early. Fastball hit foul to the left. Just a bit late and jammed in, but good to see him swinging early in the count and not falling behind too early off of the pitcher's terms.
Yeah, most definitely.
Makes the count 0-1 with 2 outs.
0-1 puts him in a little weird situation here. What pitch are you going to see next is kind of a, as a hitter, is kind of, you know, a jam.
Another move back. Does not throw it once again.
This is a bit of a different move where he used his back foot to jump off and propel it, and use his front foot to orient his body towards the base. Not a bad pickoff move, but certainly not his A move, as we've seen quicker move earlier.
And he's been a very accurate pitcher so far. He hasn't thrown many balls out of the zone.
Yeah.
As he throws them
and
out.
The balls he are throwing are very close to the zone.
Absolutely. And so as Joe Stengel, you can be kind of safe knowing he's not really landing any curveballs in front of you.
Yeah.
So he can know that it's probably going to stay up whatever he throws at him. So with a 1-1 count, he can have some confidence to swing away a little bit and try to knock a runner in.
Let's see what he does in this 1-1 count. 5-7 up to hit.
And that's a curveball that manages to get into the
Just drops
zone.
it in there.
And at 1-1, probably not the pitch Joe Stengel was looking for.
That pitch, that was phenomenal for a 1-1 pitch.
Absolutely.
Absolutely froze him.
So 1-2, got to swing at anything close or else the inning comes to an end with 2 runners left on base. And that's a great eye. High fastball, almost wild pitch. Great snag by the catcher, truly. There's nothing you can do to really prepare for something like that. You just kind of reach your glove out and react quick.
Just kind of there.
And evens the count back up at 2-2. Still got to swing at anything close. But less room for the pitcher.
Count is 2-2, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Let's see what Stengel can do at the plate. And he hits a little dribbler down third. And
right to the third base.
Steps on his bag and gets out of that jam.
An aggressive move by the pitcher, screaming directly into our dugout. Not the...
Was he talking?
Not the best move, but we can slap right back at him. All right, so that leaves 2 runners on base, and we go into the 4th inning. Warsaw's back up on the mound, which is a good sight to see. Although he's had his couple struggles, he really hasn't struggled in the real sense because only 1 run has came through out of all the runners he's put on base.
This game is still extremely close.
Absolutely. This
and
is
anything can change in the
both teams.
You know, after literally 1 at bat, the ball could fly out, errors, you know, pitching changes, or
his velocity definitely hasn't died down, and we're only halfway through the entire game, so it's a good sign to see. Hopefully his curveball can come back in.
It's been a fast 3 innings, 3-4 innings.
Absolutely. This game has gone by pretty quick. There's been a lot of strikes thrown, not so many balls. Even in the runners that have gotten on base through Warsaw's actions have been primarily hit by pitches.
Yeah.
So it's been a very quick game, not many people falling deep into counts. Very few full counts.
This has been a game where it's going to be close until a pitcher kind of blows the door open, but I don't see that with the pitching that each team has. And especially Troy has a lot of depth in the back of their bullpen. I don't know specifically about Sonora, but I'm sure they at least have one guy who can come in and throw a couple innings. With the way this guy's been thrown, he's going to either go deep into the 5th and 6th inning.
Absolutely. So that brings up the pitcher, number 7, Meek. So he's been very well good on the mound, and see what he can piece up offensively and see if he can help himself out a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's a fastball perfectly placed in there for a 0-0 strike.
Continuing that Raider patience at the plate. They really like watching that first pitch and getting a read on the ball.
Yeah. I think we'll probably see that approach dwindle down as they'll get more aggressive later in the game.
Ooh, a good pitch, but misses a little bit low. A good idea, and evens the count back up at 1-1.
Let's see what Warsaw can do. Pitch on the way, 1-1. Ground ball hit straight to second, fielded by Neria.
Throws, gets him out, and the pitcher falls after going through first base.
Very close play at first.
Absolutely.
Very
he kind of had a little
play.
bit of a hesitance or a stumble.
Yeah, Neria kind of had
when he was throwing.
Yeah.
I think maybe a bobble on the transfer, but luckily he managed to take care of it.
I'll look there. I got you.
All right, so that brings up number 11, which is Felican, second baseman.
That's a foul ball up. So last time he was up, he was in a much better situation where he nailed a bunt and managed to get the runners over. But now it's his job to be the runner.
It's his job to get on base, start something for his team.
Absolutely.
Let's see what
and
he can
now
do.
we see a replay of the game, and that was a really close play. Yeah, he just stepped on the top of the bag and fell over. It's an unfortunate play for him, but really capitalized. And that's a strike.
Low and outside, great pitch.
Absolutely.
Warsaw's really dialing down this inning.
And now he's got an 0-2 count. This has been a really good inning for Warsaw. He's kind of settling into his groove a little bit. It's good to see.
Not a bad time to settle in, right?
Absolutely
Inning, hopefully
not.
he can
In a
work deep
close
into the
game.
6th, maybe even the 7th. Who knows? Pitch on the way.
Ooh, smacks him directly in the guard. So that's the 4th of the day.
This is not typical of Warsaw at all.
Absolutely not.
This is very, very unconventional.
So that puts a runner on first with 1 out.
Brings up number 9 hitter, McCall. He's the right fielder.
So they can hope to roll the double play and get out of this in 1 pitch.
That's the hope. That's the hope for the
1
Warriors.
batter, 2 outs, and hope to really capitalize on this.
Pitch on the way. Batter has shown.
Runner takes
Runner
off.
goes.
Spano throws. Just bobbled, so he could not get there in time. So that puts a runner on second now.
With 1 out.
Good idea to steal and square up, moving the infield out of position. Now we got 1-0 count, which is
Great bunt count for the Raiders. Won't be surprised if we see some put down here.
absolutely.
Batter has
get a
choked
runner
up
in
on
third.
his bat.
He does not show and takes a strike, evening the count back
He didn't
up
show,
at
but he's
1-1.
choked up a significant amount on that bat, and he's in a 1-1 count. So
Absolutely. He's
so
ready
he's
to
not
slap
behind.
it.
So he's looking to really just put something soft in play.
Yeah.
Get that runner over
Probably
to third.
punt it to the right side, move him over.
Yeah. Pitch on the way.
That ball's flied out to center. Jaden Lee is underneath it. And no tag. So a good routine fly gets him out of a tough situation. Now there's 2 outs.
Now there's 2 outs,
Much
runner
more
on second.
favorable area to be in as Jack Warsaw, bringing up the number 1 hitter, Wyman.
majority of the balls that have been, I feel like that have been put in play have been put in play in the air.
Absolutely, yeah. They're definitely driving up on the ball, but just missing it slightly. So this is a third time through the lineup. That'll be an interesting dynamic as they're kind of starting to understand what Warsaw does. Ball misses low to start off the count at 1-0.
Just below the knees. Let's see. Number 2 is up to hit. Pitch on the way.
That's fastball. Hit, ground ball. Trent Lyle to Noah Loriaga ends the inning.
A little chopper to Trent Lyle, and then that ends the inning right there.
So a great job by the Warriors to keep that runner
at bay, not let him score.
Absolutely. A great job by Troy, and now we can see if they can get something going on offense to score and tie this game back up. Perhaps even take the lead in an inning.
Yeah.
Coming back onto the mound for his 4th inning of work. He's had a very low pitch count, but we've been aggressive on him. We've been swinging, and so it's only a matter of time until those swings really amount to be something more.
It's going to be interesting. I feel like this could go either way. He's either going to have a shutdown game or see how the Warriors kind of react to him.
Absolutely, yeah. So the bottom of the 4th begins with Jack Stengel, the shortstop, coming up to bat. Last time he had a good piece of hitting, but unfortunately hit it to somebody. So we can hope that he can find a gap this time. This Warrior lineup really doesn't have too many holes in it, so they can hope to piece together a good inning no matter where they start, even with
it's a lineup with no weakness. But the score obviously shows otherwise. And I think the score is very indicative of the game we've been having, a very kind of pitcher's duel sort of thing.
Absolutely.
See, pitcher kind of giving a little shimmy. Let's see if tensions are risen a little bit.
That's a fastball fouled off to the right side, pops it up, but out of bounds.
Just laid on that inside fastball. See if he adjusts. See what Jack Stengel can do in this 0-1 count.
He can hope to work himself out of it with this at-bat. That's an off-speed pitch, once again fouled back. A good piece of defensive hitting. It's definitely not a pitch you're going to be able to drive, especially with the way he reacted to it. So good idea to foul it off.
Very interesting count he was in. Obviously, I'm not going to lie, I probably would have swung at that pitch too. But in terms of RC level, you want to lay off that.
Absolutely. Now you're in an 0-2
not a bad job of staying alive.
So he can hope that he can work back from a tough position. That's a fastball fouled back. Way to stay alive from Jack Stengel. He's definitely picked up the velocity on that last pitch. Wasn't even his normal fastball velocity. He's trying to blow it by him a little bit. So Stengel stays in the 0-2 count.
0-2 count. Pitch delivered.
Hit through the gap, and that's a base hit to right field.
That is a phenomenal at-bat. That is a phenomenal result right there. You get yourself down 0-2.
And hits a base hit into right field.
Get a very borderline hit, too, and as you can see, very soft ground ball. Hit between.
To beat the range of the first and second baseman.
That was one of those weird ones, who commits, who doesn't, and ended up working in the Warriors' favor.
And now we have Noah Loriaga coming up to bat. It's definitely a dangerous situation as the Sonora Raiders, and a great one for the Warriors. With no outs, runner at first, Loriaga has the ability to drive and base hit. Energy revives as Loriaga steps up to the plate.
0-0 count to the big power hitter. Pitcher set. Pitch on the way.
Driven in the right center gap and dropped in for a hit.
Jack Stengel unfortunately had to hesitate because of the potential catch, and so he is out at second.
That is just a sticky situation all around.
Nothing you can really do as Jack Stengel to get out from
He goes, in that situation, Noah does his job by hitting the ball right side and just...
Absolutely.
So that brings one out. Wow. With Naria up to bat, the second baseman.
Hopefully this can yield some better results.
Yeah. Loriaga replaces Stengel on the base paths, and the game resumes. And that pitch hits the outside corner once again, that same spot that he
Another fastball, just able to throw right there, and he's getting them.
Like to see
the Warriors really need some momentum this inning.
Absolutely. So 0-1 count, 1 out, runner at first. Pitcher commits home
for a off-speed pitch that misses high. You know, he's kind of been leaving his change-up slider-looking pitch up high a lot. He's kind of hanging. He hasn't gotten a lot of break on it or location. That's his one pitch that he seems to struggle slightly with.
I would say that's the only pitch he struggles with, but I would say like that pitch has a success rate of like 50-50 for him. He's able to either get break on it and it's dropping right in there and catch a stick in it, or he's just able to nab the zone with it. And so far he's been successful, so I don't think he should change.
Absolutely.
But probably leaving those up, you can't do that.
Easy pick back to first, keeping Loriaga honest and resetting for the catcher, who is tying his shoe. Time is taken. Catcher continues to tie his shoe.
Count stays 1-1. 1 out, runner at first. Naria steps back up into the box. Catcher is ready.
Pitch delivered low and inside in the dirt.
A good take and a nice lucky pick from the catcher.
Gets him into a very favorable count, too. Gets him into a nice 2-1 count. Hopefully he can move the runner over and maybe even drive him in.
2-1's an outstanding count for the hitter, so let's see what he can do with a favorable fastball coming in.
Hits it foul.
Swings at what appeared to be another ball. Would have thrown him into a 3-1 count instead. He's at 2-2.
Was quite a bit low.
I think all the Warriors are kind of chipping at that.
He drove it hard, though, so I'll give him that much.
Everyone has been swinging at it and hitting it hard. It's not in play. They've all been fouled off hard.
Yeah, we've had some hard foul balls so far, so let's hope they can bring it a little bit fair and see what we can do.
2-2 count.
2-2 count.
We're at first, 1 out.
Pitch on the way.
Curveball up the middle, and that will be a double play to get them out of the inning.
In terms of perfection and everything going right in an inning, I think this is what you would call it.
Yeah,
if you're the Sonora Raiders.
Extremely high on the Sonora dugout.
I mean, very bailed out on that hit by Noah, got them that 1 out, and then that play just turned 2 and gets him out of the inning on barely any pitches.
Yeah, once again, a quick inning. Side. And now Sonora has another chance to hit. We got to hope that Warsaw, who's coming back for his 5th inning of work, can really get through the heart of the lineup, can be able to capitalize on this. That's a replay of the play, and unfortunately just beat out in a really well-placed double play for
a good play in terms of shortstop. So in that double play situation, obviously they're going to be shallow, right? So
absolutely.
If that ball normally bleeds through, it'll squabble it through. You'll normally see. That should probably be a base hit, but the fact that there was a runner on first and they were in double play situation allowed shortstop to be so close to the bag for him to literally get the ball, step on the bag, and throw basically in one step, which makes it so much faster.
And great communication between the two middle infielders. You know, the second baseman
immediately peeled off,
take off to the second base, but because of the communication, shortstop was able to take sole possession.
Second peeled off, and they just made a great play.
So the 5th inning is now beginning, and Sonora is going to be able to see once again Warsaw for the 3rd time around. so up comes the number 2 hitter, Zamorano, coming in from center field once again. Now, Warsaw's kind of had his fair share of command issues with these top hitters, so we can hope that kind of settles out a little bit as we hit the 3rd time through and he figures these guys out and what they swing at and what they don't.
Hopefully, hopefully he's able to get a quick 5th inning and the Warriors are able to get up to the plate. I think what this team needs right now is a jolt of energy.
Yes, they definitely do. That ball misses
way high.
In terms of control issue, let's hope hopefully that doesn't happen again.
Starts the count at 1-0.
Pitch on the way.
Ball misses low underneath the knees. That brings it to a 2-0 count. So definitely not what Warsaw was hoping for, not what Troy was hoping for.
Not a good start for Warsaw, but let's hope he can battle back. Good count for 2-7. He's settled into a 2-0 hitters count. Pitch on the way.
And that's a strike that graces the bottom part of the little zone.
Barely right across the knees. Right across.
And a great pitch at a 2-0 count. No hitter's really going to want that pitch of all. So 2-1 it comes.
Let's see what pitch he throws to battle back.
And that hits him in the arm and shoulder at the same time.
This is not good for Warsaw. This is an issue that has happened again.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hopefully Spano's going out to talk to him. And this is the top of the lineup, so we obviously this is a dangerous part of the lineup.
Absolutely.
4, 5, 6 hitters coming up.
Nobody out. Number 3 batters walking up to the plate. You're definitely going to want your command to be on point right now.
Yeah.
Number 24 has hit some solid contact. Coach Jameson is now warning of a bunt, so we have to be ready.
This is a very good position for the Raiders. Very tough spot for the Warriors.
Warsaw needs to be able to have that command to make sure the bunt can be capitalized on.
No outs. Pitch on the way. Ball
That's
in
a
the
ball
dirt.
low.
Looks like Warsaw is getting himself into a little tougher situation. Hopefully he can work himself out early.
Not the worst idea at an 0-0 count with a bunting situation. You know, you got to be ready just in case he does try to bunt. You want to give him something that's very hard to place. Runner takes off. Throw down to second. He got him.
And great throw by Spano and great tag by Jack Stengel. And they get that out to get the runner off the bases and get one out.
For the Warriors
that
team.
is a crucial out.
That takes the runner off the base. It's a 1-1 count, and that gets the energy really flowing for Warsaw.
That was a big change in momentum right there.
Absolutely.
And that's a strike pretty much down the middle.
Just sticks it right down there. So now he's switched the
narrative. So
now it's 1 out, 1-2 count.
Yeah. And that throw was slightly offline, but a good job by Jack Stengel being able to reset.
Got around the bag.
Him. Next pitch.
Ooh, almost commits just high, 2-2.
Not a bad idea.
Absolutely.
I like that high fastball call.
Power hitter.
I was thinking maybe a little more off speed, but I think we might see that here.
Yeah,
with the 2-2.
With room in the count, he can mess around.
Pitch on the way.
That's a fastball, just
hit foul. Count maintains 2-2.
Fastball about belly button high. Slightly late on it. Warsaw has come set. Pitch on the way.
Ooh, that would have been a strike if it was caught, but it's all good here. Little bit of an overthrow.
It's all good. No runners on base to capitalize on any sort of mistakes made. It's just a hard reset for Spano. He needed one. 3-2 full count, 1 out, nobody on, 1-0 Sonora.
Full count delivery.
Pitch on the way.
And that's a ball in the dirt. Walks him.
From a 1-2 count to 3-2 to a walk. Great patience by Sonora and just Warsaw still having those troubles on the hill. Hopefully, he can figure it out.
This brings up number 13, who is Coach Wagner, the pitching coach, comes out with a time call. He's going to have a conference with Warsaw.
This is more to kind of settle him down. Seems more kind of doesn't ever seem well unsettled, but Warsaw's a smart kid. If there's one guy who can turn anything around, it's him.
Absolutely.
Great attitude, good leader.
This could just be the reset he needs to settle down, take a deep breath, and start throwing great pitches again. Probably also warming up a pitcher in the bullpen, which would be a good delay by having Coach Wagner come out here. All right, so up comes number 13, who is Lopez Del Haro, who's had an amazing game so far. He's drilled a couple pitches. So Warsaw has to not only be careful in that sense, but also be careful not to throw him balls as well.
Yeah.
It's a difficult hitter to try to fix yourself on.
False alarm. We thought we heard somebody warming up, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
Oh. So they have confidence in Warsaw to figure this one out. Starts the count 1-0 with a ball low.
Come set. Pitch on the way high.
That was about chin level. And Coach Jameson has now taken a timeout.
So Justin was the one warming up in the pen, and he is coming
Here
in.
comes senior Justin Jackson to take
and
Warsaw's
Warsaw,
place on the mound.
solid 4 innings.
Good performance.
Solid 4 innings versus one of the best teams in the league and only gave up 1. I don't think that's a bad outing at all.
Absolutely not. It's good to have a new arm come in, left-handed pitcher. Still has good velocity and good off speed, so they're going to be able to still mess around with the
Pitcher of the year last year during the shortened season, Justin Jackson. Lefty with we could have a hair rivalry, who knows. Flow on both sides is coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Lefty with a curveball and a fastball. He has very good location. He's able to mix it up.
Ball's thrown directly into the outfield. So as J-Jack warms up, he is another one of our seniors. He's been doing well in his entire time here at Troy. He's kind of been through all the teams.
He's very two-year letterman. Very solid player.
Absolutely. He hits well when he gets the chance. He fields very well in the outfield, and
I think pitching is kind of his highlight. He stands out. He's very good at it. He's able to locate well.
A very skilled pitcher. He can hope to keep Sonora at bay and let Troy kind of come back and score. Coaching decision that you don't hear all the time. You have a pitcher pulled in the middle of an at-bat. It's a 2-0 count.
I noticed that. Yeah.
J-Jack has adopted a 2-0 count.
He's adopted 2-0.
The rock piles have scattered, and now the inning is going to resume. So, once again, adopted a 2-0 count. Not conventional, but not unheard of.
2-0 count, runner on first, 1 out. Let's see if J-Jack, he could get himself out of this with a pitch. Who knows?
Absolutely.
Let's see how quickly the Warriors get out of this. Let's see how quickly the Raiders take advantage of this opportunity. Lefty-lefty matchup. So, I'm sure something Jameson thought of before he pulled Warsaw.
Definitely. And now it gives a new look. Oh. Pick off back to first. A good idea. Keeps
pretty close
too.
Not to not disproportionately late. J-Jack has come set, pitch on the way.
And that's a strike to bring it to 2-1. Way to start off your game.
And that was a very good strike. That was a very hard pitch to hit and great pitch to throw on 2-0.
Yeah, absolutely.
But didn't give him a chance to hit it and just placed it right there. He has come set, pitch on the way.
Oh, yeah. An off-speed pitch lands in there, catches him off guard and flat-footed, brings it to 2-2.
Even.
Right.
So it looks like
Sonora isn't ready.
Looks like we talk the talk and he's currently walking it. So
oh yeah.
Let's see how 5 adjusts. 2-2 count. Pitch on pick off to first.
Runner is safe. Number 13 steps back into the box.
Number 5 has come set. Pitch on the way.
And that's hit directly to shortstop.
That's hit directly to
out
short.
At second. And a wild throw, luckily saved by Noah.
Luckily, Noah gets it. So apparently there is the runner slid into Joshua Neri, who was covering the bag. And in terms of CIF rules, that's
an automatic out.
That deems both runners out.
And that's a double play.
A great shift change for the Warriors is now we
absolutely
have the momentum coming out of.
We're now going to probably have a little bit of protest from the Sonora coaches,
but I doubt it's going to go very far in terms of.
And look at that replay, and great save by Noah Loriaga, great run down the bases by the hitter, but unfortunately there was interference, and there's nothing really you can do about that as the hitter. Takes the power out of his hands. He did a good job with what he was
But even
doing.
as a pitcher, Justin did phenomenal.
Absolutely.
That was perfect.
All you want from your pitcher, to come in there with a 2-0 count and be able to get out of it.
He gets it to 2-0, gets it to 2-2, and gets a double play ball. Phenomenal. That is perfect. That is perfection.
That's a great showing from J-Jack. He'll be out there. Might even be able to close this game because he was very efficient with his pitches as well. 3 straight strikes to end the inning, get them out of a tough spot. And now we have Meek coming back up for his 5th inning of work.
After a weirdly long intermittent period.
Yes. He's been colder for longer than usual with this quick-paced game. And now we have Spano, Dodero,
pitcher, I would say
Lyle.
you don't really like sit. You like sit in the dugout for a long time, obviously, if the score keeps going straight up. You don't like the score getting smaller, and you're still stiff. You're still sitting down. So it's going to be interesting
down slightly.
Let's see if his arm's still hot. Let's see if he's still got the juice. Who knows if he's flattened out, but it's 5th inning. We're getting really deep into this game. The Raiders have a 1-0 lead.
All right, here comes senior catcher number 18, Dominic Spano. He had a good piece of hitting earlier.
Very good piece of hitting.
But let's see if he can drive it into a gap this time.
See if he can start it off for the Warriors. We have Spano.
Absolutely. Be a good leadoff hitter in this bottom of the 5th. Energy is very high for Troy with such a good ending of the
pitch
inning.
on the way.
And that's a ball low, misses.
That ball was in the dirt. Warriors coming out with an intensity this inning.
Oh, yeah.
Very loud, very motivated.
They're feeling the revival by bringing in J-Jack. That changed the entire energy of the game.
Yeah.
Spano hits a ground ball. First baseman bobbles it, and that's going to be an error on the first baseman to give him a
So the
base
first
hit.
baseman came over, gloved the ball, and it just fell out. And
in a sense of confusion, did not try to recover it. So that's a runner on
even
first.
If he did field, I think it still would have been a very close play.
Absolutely.
But this gives the Warriors a very good opportunity, especially now.
No outs. Nathan Dodero, who's, like we said, been an offensive machine all 4 years here at Troy. Coming up to bat with nobody out. It's a good situation. They're now putting in Luke Jamison for Dominic Spano, who is the backup catcher as a junior. A good choice. He's a very fast player. He's one of the fastest in the program.
So this is not necessarily a strategic change, more as a preference change. I would say certain pitchers have certain catcher preferences.
Absolutely, and
so
then it
as a lefty,
benefits.
And J-Jack, I know personally loves throwing to Luke, so I'm sure that change will only yield better results. And putting him on first base, he's smart, he's fast.
And he and Coach Jameson are on the same wavelength. First pitch fouled back.
First pitch fastball, he's on it.
Just
missed it, yeah.
So that starts the count at 0-1, but nothing to fear as Nathan Odera.
Luke taking his lead at first. First hold him on, pitcher has come set. Picked off
and
to
a pick
first.
Off to first. A good way to induce the throw, as Coach Byron would say.
Yeah.
Luke Jameson kind of kept his feet shifting and moving, making sure that the pitcher couldn't feel too comfortable before he pitched.
Yeah. But his pitcher is also not necessarily staying put. He's also picking off too.
Absolutely, yes.
Pitch on the way.
Dodera squares up to bunt, takes, and the pitch is called a strike.
Another pitch that I don't think Nate necessarily liked, but
no, he hasn't liked the
gotta roll
strike
with the
zone
punches.
so far, but 0-2, he's been calling it all game.
Runner on first. Let's see if the runner can move over.
And that's a good eye. Curveball misses. Catcher checks in on Luke. Nothing big happens there.
Got this, Nate.
1-2 count. Let's see what the approach is here. And he gets picked off.
Luke is running, and
he is out
at second.
That is, wow,
so
that you can clear
situation.
frustration across the faces of coaches. I think that is something they are not happy about.
Yes, it could have been a first move attempt, but even then, still a bad situation to be in as Troy.
Now it's a 1-2 count, 1 out, no runner on. So hopefully Nate can work himself out of this tough situation he's in. Catcher appears to be calling curveball again.
Dodera calls time.
A good choice with such a long delay before the pitch is delivered.
I expect to see a bit of miscommunication between the catcher and coach. Let's see what happens here.
Oh,
swing and miss.
A high off speed pitch that he just chases out of the zone. Didn't necessarily have the promise of a strike either.
Unfortunate series of events for the Warriors. Kind of fizzled out. Let's hope Trent Lyle can start some here.
Absolutely. If you want anyone up, it's your leadoff hitter and junior stud, Trent Lyle.
First pitch swinging.
It's a ball into the air, left side.
Foul.
Wow, what a great play. Great play. Sliding into the foul ball fence. Wow. Wow, great catch.
Great showing. What a great glove right there. Curving way off because he's a lefty.
A ball that
already a hard enough catch, and he just has to slide directly in and give up.
A clean first slide into the batter's box.
Sacrifices his body into the fence and just happens to get the out. Now the energy in this game is back and forth. Every inning it seems to switch.
It seems to shift. This is a very intense 1-0 game.
Absolutely. This has been one of the best 1-0 games you'll be able to see, with so much energy changing and so many runners left on base. There's been opportunities for both sides.
Each team is not letting off the gas in terms of they're not giving each other room to make. They're not giving each other opportunities to score.
No, they are not.
No, after the game we'll talk about.
So J-Jack is coming out for his second inning of work. We're now entering the 6th inning. The game is kind of coming to a close.
There
2 innings left, 6
12
outs.
Total outs between the two respective teams left. 6 for each side to close out this game.
So number 4, Fernandez, the designated hitter, steps up for the Sonora Raiders, and he can hope to add some insurance runs because the game's
still
getting deep.
Very narrow game. Batter stepped in the box, and the pitcher has engaged the rubber. We are now starting the 6th inning. Pitch on the way.
Ooh. A nice off-speed pitch that catches him way in front.
Great pitch to start off. What appeared to be either curveball or changeup, down and in, and got him to bite.
That was an amazing pitch. It didn't have very much rotation on it.
But it just absolutely dove when he got him to bite, which is great. Pitch is on the way.
Ooh, misses outside. It's a 1-1 count now. Evens it out, unfortunately.
Very good pitch. Very good pitch, 1 out.
Absolutely.
Tried to nab the outside corner, but didn't seem to get the call.
And a good idea as well.
Yeah. He is set. Pitch on the way.
Ooh, fastball blows by him, and now it's a 1-2 count. J-Tech's been very efficient with his pitches.
Very efficient.
Doing a good job mixing up
speed.
He
is a stud on the rubber. There's nothing he can't do. He's able to locate and everything that he throws, and he's able to manage his off speeds. Very good on that. Very good pitcher.
Definitely.
Lefty too gives us, that little after righty came in.
And a interesting off-speed pitch, grounded to short. Strong throw, gets him
out.
Very great play by Jack Stengel. The way to get the first out of the inning. So that was an interesting play. A little bit of a chopper. Yeah. Very soft. He has to come in hard.
So I don't know if you noticed, but he was choked up. So these Raiders are seeming to have very good play discipline. He choked up, put something in play, almost beat it out. Very difficult play for shortstop, but Stengel was there to make the play.
So here comes in Mize, a pinch hitter for the catcher Torres. And once again, you can see the replay, a very close play. And a great job by the Warrior defense to make sure that runner didn't reach on to start the inning.
Pitch on the way.
Ooh.
Curveball,
good idea.
Low and outside.
Curveball first pitch just happened to miss.
Low and out, not a bad spot miss, but what can you do?
Sets the eyes down. Might as well throw him a high fastball to start off this first pitch.
Ground ball hit.
Ground ball to second. Got it out
fields
quick.
It. A good, almost
pick by Naria.
Loriaga. And that's 2 outs on ground balls.
There's 2 outs, and the pitcher is coming up to hit.
And that one showed the range of Naria. It was not the easiest ball to grab.
Ground ball pretty close
to
the middle.
Interesting move to be able to get it and then actually throw it strong.
He had a good amount of time, too, to throw it over, and I think knowing that, he got around it and made a good play.
Now here's the pitcher, Meek.
Up once again.
Let's see if he can help himself out or if J-Jack will continue to win this battle.
And that's a first pitch swing, ground ball to shortstop. Jack Stengel fields it and gets the out for a very quick, efficient 1-2-3 inning. That's exactly what you want as the Troy Warriors right now. And that definitely hyped up the dugout here in Troy.
Momentum seems to have shifted. Let's see if the Warriors can come out and finally put that run back on the board, even this thing out.
And by getting the pitcher out as the final out of that inning, you're going to have a very interesting energy dynamic because, as you can see, a good ground ball and wasn't able to beat it out. So he's going to be slightly irritated.
I think with a good team like that, you never know. This is the thing. These are 2 good teams. You can't let off a break at any moment, or the score will astronomically increase.
Yes, especially not in the bottom of the 6th. Yeah. This is the 6th inning of work as Meek. And we're going to see what our heart of the lineup can do.
So Sonora has stuck with their one guy, and they don't have anyone heading towards the pen at all.
And honestly, you can't blame him. Low pitch count, very good command. We haven't been hitting too much off of him, and when we do, we leave him on base. So due up for the Troy Warriors, we're going to have Jaden Lee.
I forgot.
Now, the bottom of the 6th begins.
If there's one guy you want up at the plate right now, it's this guy right here.
Top of the lineup, absolutely.
It's this guy right here. It is number 1, Jaden Lee. Let's see if he can start something off hot. This team can gain some momentum. His 3rd time up at the plate.
Absolutely. The dugout has a lot of energy right now for Troy. Sonora dugout, not as much, but that's to be expected when your players are out on the field. That's a fastball strike, first pitch. Gets it right in the middle.
That starts the count 0-1.
Appeared to be looking for a first pitch. So let's see how he adjusts to the 0-1 count.
Oh, that's a hanging breaking ball that manages to get past the second baseman for another base hit from Jaden Lee.
Great hard hit ball. And
a great piece of hitting.
Good piece of hitting, but it is an error on the second. It hit his glove. It hit his glove, so
crazy
technically.
Hop.
Huh?
That was a crazy hop. Unfortunate
but it hit,
for him.
But it hit his glove.
Could very well be ruled a base hit. That's definitely
It's a base hit for Jaden Lee.
So that brings up Nathan Jackal with a runner on and nobody out.
Jaden on first.
Now, if there's any time to strike, this is the time to strike as a Troy Warriors.
This is the time I think you might see Troy baseball at its finest. Hit and runs, bunts. Let's see what Jason pulls out of the rabbit hat this time. Pitch on the way.
First pitch swinging, which we like to see the aggressive
attack, but unfortunately cuts and misses to make it 0-1.
Jackal is early down in this count, but pitcher set.
Picks off back to first.
Not
safe, very routine play.
Plenty of time.
Count remains 0-1. Nobody out.
0-1.
Bunts it. Oh, and just misses foul.
Now this puts him in a little tough spot at 2 strikes.
The 0-2 hole is not somewhere you really want to be as Nathan Jackal right now.
In the situation we're in, we need something big. We need something big out of the football captain, out of the baseball senior. He's a 3-year letterman in terms of baseball. Decided to play football for a year and became a starting quarterback. So I think that can show you how good of an athlete this kid is.
0-2. Swings and misses. Strikes him out.
Rough day for Nathan Jackal.
So that's the first out of the inning. Strikeout swinging. And
brings up Joe Stengel.
So
even with 1 out, not a bad thing to have.
No. Sadly, the runner was not moved over in that situation, which still leaves him on first. But 1 out, runner on first. You got a big hitter like Joe. Let's see what damage he can do.
Picks off back to first. Very routine once again.
Very obvious pickoff. Seeming like a routine just to kind of keep the pitcher loose. Pitcher set.
Picks off back once again. And again, an easy read for Jaden Lee. With him being a lefty, there hasn't been as much aggressive base running as we normally see with Troy Warriors, which
that's true, but
has definitely
not a lot of runners have also made it on.
First pitch swinging, off-speed pitch, and fouled off to the back. So that starts the count at 0-1.
It's going to be very, very important for this team to hit the baseball. They need to do it, and they have not been doing that so far. This is a great time to change the tide and get the bats hot. Pitcher set, pitch on the way. Ball outside, fastball.
A good eye and a good eye not to swing. So now it's a 1-1 count for Joe Stengel, evening it back up.
is even. Runner on first, 1 out. Stangle is in the box. Pitcher comes set.
Takes off back to first once again, and again, an easy read for Jaden
About
Lee.
the third time in this 2-pitch at bat. So,
been a lot of picking lately.
To be fair, it is a big problem if he scores, right? So,
yes,
I'm sure their goal is to not let Jaden on first get anywhere near the plate.
Oh, yeah,
and
he wears
Joe
it for
gets
the
hit
second
in the
time
back.
in the game, and he is not happy about it.
Hey, this is a great opportunity for the
Yeah.
Troy Warriors. Runners
Sets up
on
his brother
first
to
and
have
second.
a good at-bat with 1 out.
Runners on first and second, 1 out. Jack and Noah Loriaka coming up. This is the time the Warriors take advantage.
There's a slight players conference up on the mound. Probably just trying to calm him down, reset, deep breath. Pitcher can be able to regain his command. That pitch hit him square in the back, as you can see. And
Yeah.
He was not happy about it.
I think it's also kind of a statement piece. Joe is kind of a catalyst for the team. They revolve around his energy, so for him, showing a little bit of swagger, kind of looks good. 1-6 is up to hit. Jack Stangle, pitch on the way.
First pitch
Low.
misses low.
Low and
a
out.
Great eye from Jack Stangle so far. So that makes the count 1-0, favoring Jack Stangle. Pitcher steps off, resets real quick. It seems the energy is
A
getting...
little bit of a fighting game between Jaden and shortstop there, kind of back and forth.
Edging each other on, seeing who would break first. And it looks like the pitcher was.
Pitch on the way.
And that's a ball up and out. Another great take from Jack Stangle. An aggressive hitter, but now it's 2-0.
A 2-0 count. Jack Stangle is looking for his pitch to score. Pitcher is set. Pitch on the way.
A good swing, good cut, just happens to get underneath it for a foul ball to the back. Makes it a 2-1 count. Still a great hitter's count, a very successful count.
Slightly late, but 2-1 puts him in a little tighter situation, but not too bad.
But still a very doable one at that.
This is a big battle between the pitcher and him.
Oh, and a line drive dropped. And there's no official calling for what's happening.
So I guess he dropped
There's
it.
a confusion on if the drop was after the official catch or not. The umpires will most likely have a conference about it to make sure that they make the right call, because this is a very important out and could really have ended the inning because there was no loud official call. As you can see, he drops the ball, throws it to first, so no matter
it's
what,
one of those
somebody's
sudden
out.
ones where you got a lead and pitcher catches it and throws it right back at the bag.
Joe Stangle's safe on the tag, but if it's a force play, that's another out.
Yeah.
And they give them the catch. That is a ridiculous call by the umpires.
Wow. That is, you cannot reverse a call
catch.
after you call it.
With no official call, there is no reason
With no
that
official
the Troy
call,
runners should have been able to run
they
on
screw the Warriors out of 2 free outs.
that. The umpires really dropped the ball on this one, just as the pitcher did intentionally.
Wow.
So
he ruled it a caught ball.
yes, and then ruled it a force out at first.
After he ruled it a drop ball.
After he
So
made
the runners
no
already
verbal
so
call.
the runners already moved and he called them out. You don't change a call after. That's textbook baseball.
So Troy Warriors keep doing what they need to do, and the umpires continue to just drop the ball and really ruin the game. Way to go,
You can't
guys.
change the call after the play's literally done. I mean, the play was over. The ball was back in the pitcher's hands.
And you have to make
and then
a
now
verbal
it's a change call.
There's nothing the runners can do when he makes only a physical call after the ball has been
He
moved.
doesn't even make a physical call.
He made it very much too late.
Very subtle, too. You can't tell. Because he made it before that ball was dropped.
Ball is dropped. He then makes the out sign, but makes no indication of it to anyone except for himself. So he did absolutely nothing but drop the ball. So going into the 7th, we have J-Jack on the mound once again. He'll continue to keep dealing, and this will just be a really tight game now because the bottom of the lineup is coming up for the Sonora Raiders, so they can hope to keep them at bay and then boost up the Troy morale in the last bottom of the inning.
Oh, so he caught it, called it, and then after on the transfer, there was no call made, and then the runners kind of moved.
And no verbal call or call from the base umpire to indicate, but the inning moves on.
Nothing much. You can't change anything, so the Warriors are going to have to move forward with this.
Except for the umpire changing his call. And that's a great pitch for a swing and a miss. 0-1, dirty ball. So a good aggressive approach for J-Jack coming into the top of the 7th.
Let's see if the Warriors can change the momentum. It was an 0-1 count, number 11.
A good idea, misses high. So that evens count at 1-1. And that foul ball is tipped directly into his glove to make it a 1-2 count.
Get some good pitchers count, 0-2.
So with the 1-2 count, he's allowed to mix it up a little bit, throw whatever he feels because Spano has the ability to block any pitch thrown to him. And so you can really...
No runners on, too.
And that's an off-speed pitch hit
directly to Josh Neria.
A great catch, a great pitch, and a great sequence by the Troy Warriors. So in comes the number 9 hitter, Macau. And this is definitely the time to capitalize.
Yeah, this is a very, very intense game. It's literally coming down to the last outs as we've seen. Pitch right there.
Great first pitch, and once again starting him with an off-speed pitch. Definitely the unorthodox approach, but it's working very well for J-Jack so far.
Another strike.
Fastball drilled in there.
He is making these Sonora hitters look silly right now.
So now he falls into an 0-2 count with 2 great pitches by Justin Jackson. And now he has to swing at anything close, and J-Jack has the room to do whatever he feels.
Batter's choked up, looking to put something in play.
That's a curveball.
Does just that.
Chops into play.
Right to Trent. Throw right to first. That's 2 quick outs for the Warriors.
And a very good job by the entire Troy defense to make sure that these pitches aren't getting put to waste. So that brings up the shortstop, the leadoff hitter, Wyman. And as you can see, just a good run to the base and a good stretch by Noah Loriaga, but nothing you can do when it's hit directly to Trent Lyle.
Very routine kind of ball play for Trent. Pitch delivered.
And that's a fastball landed in for a strike.
That was more of a changeup, I think. I don't think it was fastball.
Very flat pitch. Seemed like he missed his grip a bit.
It was kind of weird. Changeup that kind of died later in the zone, but still worked its way across the plate for a strike.
It's an 0-1 count, 2 outs. J-Jack is doing a great job holding the Sonora team.
And he does
hit to second base. Neria fields it.
Gets out of there with 2 outs.
Given to Noah Loriaga to finish the inning.
This poises the Warriors for a perfect rally comeback. 3 outs left in the game.
We got 3 outs. It's the middle of the 7th.
1, Troy Warriors nothing.
Troy's now meeting up. They got to hype it up, get some energy going, because as we all know, this is the last part of the inning. We got a bottom third. So we got to get the entire team moving and energetic in order to make sure that they can win this game.
And they have the same pitcher coming on. So this is going to be looks for the Warriors lineup that they've already seen. So if there's time to do damage, it's now.
That's right. They have to.
to start off the inning, we will have
Noah Loriaga, followed by Josh Naria, followed by Dominic Spano.
This is going to be a very, very intense final 3 outs.
Yes,
I think we're going to be a little less, not as quiet, but I think now is when the game does the talking.
Absolutely, and we haven't seen anybody warming up in the Sonora bullpen, meaning they plan on riding number 7 to the end. And after 6 innings of work, it's going to be tough to continue to dish out how he did in the first inning. So this could be the time to really see some hittable pitches for the Warriors.
It is very intense on both sides of the dugout.
Yeah. The Troy Warriors know they were
Sonora
robbed earlier in this
Sonora,
game. So.
Sonora appears to be tight. I mean, this is a game I'd be nervous in. I don't know about you. This is a very league final-esque game.
And that is a ball out to start off the at-bat 1-0.
Something I think I should mention is this game, we might see this later in the year, and this game might be for league later.
Yes, it will.
With the way these two teams have been playing today.
Oh, ball fouled off. So that evens the count back at 1-1.
Evens it out. Power hitting righty Noah Loriaga up to the plate. Had a hit earlier in this game to the right side. Let's see what he can do this inning.
And that's an off-speed pitch that manages to land in there.
Drops it in there. Perfect count. Gets him to 1-2. Gets him to a pitcher's count.
And now Noah has to be aggressive at swinging anything close.
Let's see what 2-3 can do.
And that's a good eye.
That's a ball high.
That ball did not miss that high, but because of the catcher's reaction as well as the setup,
appeared to be more of a missed spot more
than
a missed catcher spot more than a missed blue spot. So 2-2 count. Pitch on the way.
He swings. The ball is in the dirt and going off to the side. He's running all the way. He is safe.
Makes it to first. Safe on a passed ball.
That is a drop third strike wild pitch.
And if there's a will, there's a way.
Absolutely.
That's the way this Warrior team will get it done.
They managed to manufacture a base runner out of a strikeout. As you can see, misses the ball, but the catcher has to try to block a ball that's a little bit wild.
And Noah absolutely dogs it out of the box, giving himself the best chance possible.
And he knew as soon as he swung at that ball that he had a chance to go 3, so he did not waste any time hesitating. And now we're going to be able to see that lack of hesitation on the bases. That brings up second baseman Josh Naria.
A situation I think we've seen one too many times. Runner on first, no outs. Let's hope this time runs are scored.
Absolutely. Oh, and the Sonora coach is asked to go talk to his pitcher, hyping up the Troy dugout even more than before.
Seeing Troy dugout throwing a little bit of gasoline, not necessarily throwing the match in, but sprinkling some gasoline
adding
on top.
Some fuel for the future fire.
But definitely not yanking him. He's pitched well. No reason to yank him.
Still nobody warming up for the Sonora's Raiders as well, meaning they do not see this as an issue.
So I saw someone getting loose. On the side, just throwing regularly. So
definitely good that they have some concerns, but so long
for
as
the
they
time
don't
being, it really does
up.
not look like this kid is coming out the game with the way he's thrown, the amount of pitches he's thrown.
So no outs, 1-0 Sonora game. Runner on first, bottom of the 7th. Josh Naria comes up to bat, and he has the opportunity to be the hero here today and keep the rally going.
Not necessarily be the hero, but be a part of the team. This is a team win. I think that they're gonna have to put together.
Oh, for sure.
So let's see if they can contribute to this win. Pitch on the way. Hit down third, over third baseman.
That's going down the third base
what
line.
Looks like a
Noah Loriaga held up at second. And now the runners have moved over 1 on a base hit by Josh Naria. A great piece of hitting.
Phenomenal.
Could not have placed it any better.
Just over the third baseman. Just over the third baseman. Runners on first and second. No outs. This is the time for the Warriors. This is where we have celebration time.
Absolutely.
Hopefully.
He was able to round the bag, but unfortunately because of the placement, there was no ability to move forward past first base. So
So this is an amazing situation. Dominic Spano steps up to the plate with no outs, runners on first and second.
I'm not even in the game, and my heart's beating. So hopefully, let's see how these players do. Spano, someone who works great under pressure. Let's see.
And a great
ball in the dirt.
And a pass ball. A wild
pass
pitch
ball,
thrown by the
wow.
pitcher. And that puts a runner at second and third.
This is big.
The game is now one hit walk-off distance.
The game-winning run is on second base.
In scoring distance. So Dominic Spano with a 1-0 count now has the prime position to do exactly what his team needs him to do right now.
Might we see some Troy antics here?
Perhaps. We see.
Do you think we see a little squeeze? Do you think we see a little push, safety squeeze? What do you think we see?
I could very well expect us to do a squeeze here.
Let's see how Jameson manages this game.
Signs are given out. Player conference broken up. Dominic Spano stepping up to the plate. 1-0 count.
At bat.
Nobody
count.
out. Runners on second and third. This is an amazing game so far. A strike called. 1-1 count.
Showed bunt there, but pulled back.
So a safety squeeze was employed, but he did not like the pitch and didn't really think he could capture that pitch.
Grants him that option. Perfect for him. He's looking for his pitch.
It's now
I'm getting more nervous. Pitcher comes set. Pitch. Ooh,
and he steps off. The dugout is getting into his head.
This dugout is loud. This dugout is causing as much disruption as they can.
Yeah, they are rallying behind their players right now.
From about 80 feet away, they are loud. They are very loud.
The energy is increasing by the second. Dominic Spano calls time as the pitcher cannot relay the signs quick enough. And I think they've entered the dome.
Have they entered the dome? Have they pulled the choice signature move?
And entered that
We
dome.
will find out. We will find out who comes out victorious, won't we? 1-1.
He steps off, and that looks kind of like a balk to me. Ooh, that was most definitely a balk.
Can we
another
get a replay?
blown call by the umpires so far. The dugout, the coaches, the players, the stands, all calling for a balk because clearly the umpire missed it. But the count continues at 1-1, nobody out. Runners on second and third. This is still an amazing situation for Dominic Spano. Coach Jason Jameson still talking to the base umpire who is responsible for calling the balk. And now we have the Sonora coach talking to the home umpire. Not sure exactly what he has to say because he lucked out.
That has to be picked up and called. He can't make that obvious of a mistake.
They are now going to talk to their pitcher once again. Coach Jameson will meanwhile talk to the home plate umpire, trying to plead his case on how they missed a sign completely. That would have been the game-tying run knocked in.
We're not wrong either.
Absolutely not. So pitcher, catcher, and coach talking.
The beauty of replay and the beauty of recording these things is you have, even on the moment, you can't change anything.
Coach and catcher break it up. The players begin to get back into their positions. Coach Jameson swaggers back to his third base coach box.
So
and
Spano was the
back.
hero earlier this year. He actually had a
walk-off.
He had a walk-off hit earlier this year. Let's see if he can
do so again.
As you can see, the dugout's loud. People behind us are loud.
Energy is still extremely high.
The energy is
even
very high.
Delay by the Sonora
Pitchers
coaches.
come set. Pitch on the way.
And that's a ball outside to make it a 2-1 count. So great patience by Dominic Spano. That's something you really need when you're here. And just a great situation for Troy.
Pitcher has come set. Pitch on the way.
That's an off-speed pitch fouled directly into the Troy dugout, and that brings it to a 2-2 count.
2-2 count. I'm not even hitting and I'm sweating. My palms are. This is certainly a nail biter. This is You can't ask for better from a league opener, can you?
Absolutely not. This is a sign of a great season to come.
For both
Spano
teams.
sets into the box.
For both
2-2
teams.
count. No outs. Runners on second and third. All he needs to do is drive a ball. And he, oh my goodness. He takes a ball and they call it a strike. All right, well, nothing you can do about it when the umpire drops the ball for the third time in one game. So once again, another dropped ball by the umpiring staff. It's unfortunate, but nothing Troy can't get past. So
1 out.
Nathan Dodero comes up with 1 out, runners on second and third.
Now
no matter what's handed to the Sonora Raiders, Troy will be able to fight for it and at least make them fight to keep it. Timeout is called.
I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, opener. A bunt is put out. And Dominic, oh, they call it a foul ball. Once again, not so sure what the umpiring staff is doing. So a good idea for a squeeze bunt, but unfortunate.
Did he foul it? I think he did.
Perhaps. Probably. It was a very far outside pitch, so credit to him for even being able to make contact.
0-1. My
Runners
heart
reset.
is racing.
0-1 count. 1
this
out.
Is as tight
Runners
as baseball games get.
1-0 Sonora. Bottom of the 7th. They are 2 outs away from the game.
They're doing a good job so far. Thank you.
Pitch on the way.
And he swings and misses. The catcher looks upset, perhaps a miscommunication, but it still managed to work. And Dodero is now in an 0-2 count. Not ideal as the Troy Warriors right now.
Let's see what 2-4 can make happen. Pitchers come set. Pitch on the way.
And a
ball
great
outside.
Another ball. So that makes it a 1-2 count, and Dodero does not even need to get out of the box. He is ready and locked in.
Count is 1-2.
Energy is booming. And that
It's
ball
a fly
is
ball
hit
deep right field.
It's hit deep.
Deep right
It's
field.
going back.
And he's
Outfielder
tagging.
is
He's
caught.
tagging.
And he tags
And
in.
he
And
scores.
it's
And he
safe.
ties it up for the
Troy
Warriors.
has tied it up with
Ties it
2
up.
outs. An absolutely amazing score.
Yeah.
A great piece of base running
Great,
and hitting by the
phenomenal
Troy Warriors.
execution all around by the Warriors. That is phenomenal.
Amazing way
Let's
to rally,
go.
as you can see.
And
as
now the
soon as he
winning, the
catches
winning
it
run,
with a poor
the winning
angle.
run is 1 out and 90 feet away.
And what an
Can
aggressive
Trent Lyle
slide
do
by
this?
Dominic Bianchi, the pinch runner. Umpire
The
cleans the
winning
plate
run
as
is
Trent
90 feet
Lyle
away.
comes up. 2 outs, runner on third. The score is now tied 1-1 in the bottom of the 7th. Can Trent knock him in to get
This
this
could
win?
be a walk-off. Let's see. Let's see what Trent Lyle does here.
And that's an off-speed pitch landed in for a strike. Not something you want to swing out with 2 outs with the game-winning run. At
Yeah. Number 3, Trent up to the plate. Pitchers come set. Winning run 90 feet away. Pitch is on the way. Hits the
Yes!
ball hard.
The
Yeah!
ball is hit! Walk-off win!
Let's go!
Trent
Woo,
Lyle
Trent
has
Lyle
hit the game
walks it
into a
off for the
victory.
Troy Warriors.
Troy
For
Warriors
a
walk
2-1 win against Sonora.
off. Way to piece
What a
together a
game.
7th inning.
What a game.
What a team game. So Jack Warsaw comes out with an amazing game. Then we see J-Jack come in and make sure that that game
Can we
stays
talk
tight.
about
And the offense steps up in the bottom of the
how
7th.
J-Jack came in and threw lights out? Warsaw only gave up 1 run to one of the best teams in the league.
Absolutely.
This just shows this
amazing
team
showing.
only has to go up from there. When
The
they
amount
gave
of
themselves
fight.
the energy, they were studs.
The amount of fight put in this team is absolutely amazing. As you can see, Trent Lyle getting to
Loved it.
celebratory run to first base, and then his team gets to surround him with the
Absolute
victory
missile
parade.
hit.
And just an amazing showing by the Troy Warriors. There's nothing more you can ask for a league opener. Nothing better.
A 2-1 victory in the bottom of the 7th, down to their final out. Absolutely amazing. All right, so we want to thank you guys for watching this amazing broadcast. Special thank you to Troy Omnia for being able to support this broadcast and put it onto YouTube. Please subscribe, hit the bell for future live streams. And this is Avi and Tyler. Thank you. We are Troy's Sports Broadcasting Club here. It's been an honor. Thank you, guys.